It is that time of year again, guys, and I am so excited. It's the winter season. I never thought I'd be the girl that would be saying this because I am a summer baby through and through. I love the sunshine, I love the light evenings, I love making the most of the days. The winter always used to be a time of year that completely wiped me out, made me feel a bit depressed. It's not a part of the year that I wanted to enjoy. Like, I was just counting down and waiting for the summer again. But I have had a complete mindset shift, which I want to share with you guys today over the last few years. And that is that this time of year, yes, it's darker. Yes, the evenings are drawing in. Yes, we're doing less fun things, but it's that time to really put a lot of energy, focus, and time into you so you can come into the summer next year feeling like the best version of you, being the best version of you. It's that time to really set the intentions and the goals. This time of year in particular, heading into the start of November, end of October, you have got a chunk of time before the new year to get ahead of the game. You don't want to be one of those people who is like, new year, new me, whatever that is. You've got this chunk of time now to start early. I am one of those people that if I feel ahead, then I feel good. If I feel behind, I panic and I don't cope well under pressure or panicking. So I just love taking this time and really setting some intentions of what I'm going to put in place before we get to the end of this year. And this is what this video is all around. It's 10 steps that you can lock in with before 2026. So these are going to be things that you can put in place and set the tone with before the new year. And they're not going to be things that are wish-washy. They're not going to be things that, oh, I might do this, or 101 goals that you really want to hit, or 10 million achievements that you want to hit before the year is out. No, that's not what we're doing this year. These are going to be 10 intentions. These are going to be 10 steps that you put in place to set your intentions, set your goals, set your non-negotiables that you are going to do 100% before the year is out. It's about being intentional with our time. Now we've got a little bit more. We know that the weekends are probably going to be drawing in a little bit. You're not going to be as chaotic with your plans. You're going to have more energy to put into yourself. And that's what we're going to be nailing. And that's what we're going to be putting in place this year, which is so exciting. Now, before we dive into this episode, I just want to share a little bit around kind of who I am and what I do. And I'm going to share the timings below. So if you want to skip past this and get right into the 10 steps of what you can do to make the winter period the best that it can be as a teacher this year, then please feel free to jump ahead. So my name is Chrissy Morris. I'm your teacher turned online fitness coach. I was a teacher for 6 years in education, and I've started up my coaching business, which I started just over a year ago in August, working with so many fantastic ladies, especially teachers, to try and build themselves into a better, healthier, fitter version of them so you can thrive outside the classroom too. Go and follow me on Instagram, which is at Coach Chrissy. Go and follow my YouTube, Coach Chrissy, if you're listening on the podcast, or go and sign up to my podcast and subscribe to there, which is the Teacher Fitness Academy podcast. So now that we've covered all of the basics, let's dive into today, which is all around the 10 steps that I want you to lock in with before 2026 is out. So teachers, what we're going to do today is go over 10 sort of strategies, 10 areas that you can put in place that you can think about to set your goals. I'm not going to give you 10 goals to put in place before the year's out because your goals have to be personalized to you. They have to be set around your lifestyle, your routine. Yes, we all have the same career as a teacher, I get it, but your goals need to be set around who you are, what you want to achieve. Even though you might be doing a similar sort of thing, somebody's life is going to be very different to somebody else who has got children, who is working in a primary school compared to a secondary school, who is working part-time compared to full-time, who is traveling a commute of an hour compared to not traveling a commute of an hour and having a really short commute. Whatever your school pressures are going to look very different. So these goals need to be intentionally set for you on a one-to-one basis. That's the number one thing that is really important. You are an individual. So I'm not going to sit here and say, these are the 10 things that I want you to do before the winter's out, the 10 intentions. No, I'm going to teach you how to set your own intentions that you can stick to before this year's out and really set the tone so you are ending 2025 as strong as what you wanted to at the beginning of the year, okay? And that's what we're going to go into. So let's dive straight into those goals so you know exactly what you're going to hit and how you're going to put them in place and really commit to yourself for the next few weeks before the winter season is out. So number one is all around nailing your morning routine. Okay, so in teaching, we know that you have to be, part of the nature of the job is you have to be flexible, okay? You cannot predict what is going to happen one day to the next, which means you cannot commit to set days, being able to go to the gym at certain times, being able to train at certain times, and even sometimes the nutrition gets thrown out the window because something happens and you can't even have your lunch. I know how it goes, and trust me, I've experienced every single situation under the sun, and it is hard sometimes. But the problem is, like, we cannot predict what one single day will look like inside of that classroom because there's too many variables that can happen and crop up. So we can't control that, and I think it's embracing the areas that we can't control, but also really looking and doing an audit of our lifestyle and embracing what we can control. As a teacher, one area you can always control is your morning routine. That is because nobody is going to take your time before you walk through that building in the morning and before you get into the classroom in the morning. So you can nail your morning routine and set that flow ready for the day. This is something you can do consistently for the next few weeks until the year is out, and really get that in place to build in with intention what is going to work for you. I love this because once you've got a morning routine that works for you, that is realistic and that you can put in place day in, day out to see the results that you want to see, you can then go forward with it and thrive. Now, the reason that your morning routine, this doesn't mean that your morning routine needs to be a 10-step list that you've got to do, journaling, making whatever, trying to get yourself ready, get into the gym. It's not that. Your morning routine has to be enjoyable, something that you enjoy doing. It also has to be something that you can realistically fit in every single day. So that means it needs to be getting up at a time that is not excessively early. It's not a 4 a.m. start. We're not about that. And it's getting in, it's giving you the time to do the things that you love, but enjoy that time as well. So whether or not that morning routine is literally, okay, I'm going to get up and the first thing I'm going to do is, between now and Christmas, one of the things I'm going to stop doing is snoozing my alarm. Okay, that could be as small as that. That's getting built into your morning routine. I'm then going to jump in the shower, get ready straight away, and then I'm going to have a calm 20 minutes with my cup of tea, breakfast, just time to reflect before I leave for work, giving yourself that calm before the storm. Your morning routine might be, okay, I want to be a morning gym girly. I'm going to get up that little bit earlier and get to the gym before the day starts. And that's something I'm going to do 3 times a week. That's what I'm committing to for the next 6 weeks. That's what I want to do before the year's out. That's what I'm going to commit to for the next 10 weeks, whatever it may be. That's what I want you to put in place, and that's what I want you to think about. What are the non-negotiables you're going to get in your morning routine that are going to allow you to be and have a more positive effect before the year's out? And I don't want 1,000,001 things that you are changing. I literally want you to think of one thing that you're going to change and one thing you're going to commit to in that protected time before the year is out. Make the most of that protected time. Number 2 is about making the stuff that you want to do easy, okay? So making those things that you want to get in place as easy as possible. That's things like getting your workouts in. This is something you want to get in place. So how can you make it as easy as possible? It's things like getting your meals prepped. How can you make sure that getting your meals prepped and your nutrition in is as easy as possible? It's things like going on a walk. How can you make sure that these things that you want to do to feel good and better about yourself are put in place and put in a way that is as easy as possible for you to achieve and for you to reach? So little things like getting your gym outfit planned the night before, getting your gym bag packed the night before, getting your workouts clothes laid out so when you get home from work you are going to go and getting your gym clothes, go straight there. Maybe it's the fact that you're going to take your gym bag to work with you so you can literally jump into the gym on the way back from work and getting that workout done before you get home. Whatever it is, you've got to try and make the things that you want to do as easy as possible. And that leans back into point number 1. It's got to be realistic. So if you are wanting to get in 5 workouts a week, Monday to Friday, in the morning every single day, ask yourself, in a career like teaching, is that realistic? You're going to be having to get up at 5 a.m. every single day. You are going to burn out. You are going to be exhausted. It's an exhausting job. You're not sat at a computer all day. Just think about your energy levels and protect your peace a little bit and look at what is actually realistic, what you can get in place, and make it easy, okay? If you train better on a Saturday morning after a cup of coffee, get one of your workouts in place and put that in a schedule that is going to be that time for you. That is going to be your protected time to go and get that session in on a Saturday morning, and you're going to feel good from it as well. So making the stuff that you want to do, making the stuff that you want to achieve easy and with as little friction as possible is 100% the way that you're going to succeed over the next 10 weeks. Number 3 is sort of the polar opposite to that. So it's setting friction against the things that are harder. So for example, if you know that you snack on sweet things in the evening, don't have those things in the house. For example, if you know that you are going to skip your lunch, make sure that you have got lunch with you so it's ready to grab and go. It's an easy grab and go thing in the classroom. Make sure that if you know that you skip breakfast usually, you've got breakfast prepped and ready to go. So that there's more friction doing against and put in place against the things that you don't want to do and be the person that you do want to be, is making it difficult for yourself. You need to make it so that it's hard to do the hard stuff and easy to do the stuff that you want to achieve with. That's what you really need to stick to. Number 4 is to make sure that you're setting your intentions. You need to be really clear on what you want to achieve by the end of this year, and you need to be really clear on those goals. There's no point just going into this like, I want to be healthy, I want to be fit, I want to achieve this by the end of the year. That is so blurred. That's not actionable. That's not something you can tick off. Whatever the goals are, they need to be smart goals. They need to be goals that you can actually tick off. So between now and the end of the year, are you going to get 2 litres of water in every single day? And are you going to tick that off every single day? Between now and the end of the year, are you going to make sure that your steps are always over 7,000? Is that something that you're going to tick off? Between now and the end of the year, are you going to make sure that you eat, I don't know, have a protein shake every single day? Whatever that might be, set something that's realistic, set some intentions. You don't want to go with 100 million intentions. I'd say set between 5 and 10 intentions, small ones, with what you want to achieve between now and the end of the year. What are you definitely going to get ticked off between now and the end of the year? And make sure you're showing up with those intentions. Have them written down somewhere so that you can come back to them, refer back to them, you can see them, have them on a whiteboard, whatever they may be in your house, have them on a bit of paper, but they need to be somewhere that you're seeing them every single day so you don't forget, and you know you've got to show up for yourself because they are your intentions. Your intentions should also be habits. So they should be things that you're repeating time and time again so that they're building into that routine and you're starting to see a bigger picture from them. Small things add up to a bigger picture, and it's really learning about how to navigate those small areas so they can build into that bigger picture too. Number 5 is record the wins. I had a conversation with the ladies inside my coaching about this because I think it's so easy for us to dismiss the things that are going well and to sort of like put them on the back burner a little bit and not really acknowledge how well we are actually doing in different areas of business, of life. And it's so easy to be like, okay, I did this thing and not really acknowledge how well we're doing. I think especially in teaching, like we are so prone to sort of really diving into our what's maybe not going as well and celebrating the children's progress, celebrating everyone else's progress, but we never actually celebrate what's going well for ourselves, and we never actually celebrate what we're doing and what we're achieving. So even if it's a really small win, like maybe you didn't snack in the evening last night, have someone you can share that with. Maybe you've lost a couple of pounds on the scales this week. Have someone you can share that with. Maybe you've ate breakfast every single day this week and enjoyed it, and share that with somebody, whether it's your partner, your sister, your mom, your friend. You need somebody that you can share that with who knows that you've got those intentions in place. And it's just nice to have that around you. You should always have somebody who can celebrate you and how well you're doing. It only motivates you to want to continue because you want to continue to share these wins. Point number 6 is one of my favorites. Plan for chaos. In teaching, there is always going to be days that are chaotic, weeks that are chaotic, and you need to plan for that as much as possible. Obviously, there will be days where you just cannot predict how hard it's going to be, and it just happens, the whiteboard doesn't work, there's a power cut, the kids have lost their books, the resources can't print, the printer's broke, whatever it might be, and your day just feels like hell. I get it, these days happen and they're not always predictable. Sometimes they're quite unpredictable. But how are you going to plan for chaos when it's going to be a little bit more chaotic? So for example, in teaching, there's going to be that week where you've got parents, consultations, maybe you've got the Christmas production, maybe you've got Christmas parties, maybe it's assessment week, mock SATs week, mock test week, whatever it might be. Those weeks are going to be more demanding from work, and that's what teaching is. You have to ride the wave with teaching. Some weeks, yes, you are going to be working till 7, 8 p.m. and it's the nature of the job. Some weeks you can leave at 4 p.m. You need to acknowledge that there are going to be weeks where it's harder, and that is the career, and unfortunately there is no way around that. But it's about how you take ownership of that and plan for that chaos. That week where there is all of this going on, you need to look at that realistically and be like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get 4 workouts in that week, but maybe I can get 1 in on the weekend, and maybe I can really make sure that my meals, my evening meals, are prepped every night that week, so I come home and have a healthy dinner, and that is going to be my main focus over everything else. Maybe on that week where it is chaos, I'm going to get up 15 minutes earlier and go on a little walk around the block so that I've got some movement in before the day starts and I feel good about myself. Maybe on the weeks that are chaos, you're going to say, okay, well, instead of having a 10,000 step goal, this week, actually my step goal is going to be 6,000 because I know how chaotic the week's going to be. It is okay if you have a week of doing less, but what is not okay is if that week that you know is going to be chaotic, you allow it to overwhelm you and make you feel like rubbish because you feel like a failure because you have not set appropriate goals for that week ahead. It's all about setting appropriate goals for the week ahead and planning for that chaos. So have a look in your calendar now, look at half term 2, autumn 2, and look at the weeks that are going to be chaotic. Look at where the weeks are going to be a little bit more intense. And already I want you to go into your Google Calendar and I want you to say, actually, this week I know is going to be a little bit chaotic. I'm going to make less social plans. I'm going to plan in a few less workouts. I'm going to make sure that my step goal is a little bit less. And maybe the week before I'll do a little bit more. Maybe I'll get an extra workout the week before, or maybe the week after I'll get an extra workout. And you can really set yourself up as a success around that chaos rather than feeling like a failure around the chaos. There is no way to be 100% when your work is 100%, and it's acknowledging that that's okay, and it's planning for that as much as possible and learning that those weeks will happen, yes, but how can I make up for it in other areas, and how can I make sure that I'm not coming out of that week feeling like I failed, because that leads to an all or nothing attitude a lot of the time. Number 7 is to ask yourself what your identity is. I do not want anybody to be watching this video and for your identity to solely be a teacher. Yes, it's part of who you are, but it does not make up the whole of you. You are more than a teacher. You are a brother, you are a sister, you are a daughter, maybe you're a mum. Whatever and whoever you might be, you are 100% more than a teacher. Okay, that is more than your identity. And I really want you to start pulling and diving into the other parts of your identity that are not you as a teacher. When I was a teacher, I would always be like Chrissy as a teacher. That's who I felt like I was. And when I left teaching, I think I did have a bit of like an identity shift. I was like, so I'm this whole person now. I am not actually a teacher at the minute. So I need to know who I am, what I like doing in my spare time that's not planning and prepping for lessons and thinking about the kids, what I like doing outside of work that is beneficial for me, and what I like doing that I can put in place that really helps me develop who I am as an individual. And you need to really understand that your identity is more than that. Are you somebody who loves to bake? Are you a baker? Are you somebody who loves going flower arranging at the weekend? Are you somebody who loves going, oh my God, are you really into your home decor and you love wandering around like home shops at the weekend and like organising your house and your cupboards? Are you like an organised person who like stripping back your wardrobe and like labelling all your jars in your cupboard? Are you somebody who loves health and fitness and you're into your health and fitness at the weekends? Are you somebody who loves cinema trips? Are you somebody who loves going to play a game of pool? Whatever that might be, going bowling. You need to find what your identity is outside of the classroom, and I want you to start connecting with that version of you a little bit more often. What I mean is, when teacher you has left the door, leave teacher you at the door. That identity, leave her there, become home and be who you want to be, because your teacher identity, if you are not careful, will become such a big part of you as a human. Imagine yourself as like a little pie chart, like example here. Imagine yourself as a little pie chart. How can you like split those identities into something so they're a little bit more equal, so that your teacher identity isn't consuming who you are. And I think once we start realizing that actually, yeah, I'm a person who loves the gym, then it makes it so much easier to be like, actually, a part of my identity before I go to work is going to be that I am that gym girl. So I'm going to go to the gym before I go to work because that's part of who I am. And I don't want my teacher identity to start from the get-go. I want a bit of me in the morning. Same thing about after work. Like, yes, I'm a teacher in the day, but in the evening, my hobby is to go and get my gym workout in. I enjoy that. My hobby is to go to Pilates. I enjoy that. Identify who you are and really connect and establish that bond with yourself outside of that identity of solely being a teacher. Next is number 8, which is action over emotion. You are not going to be motivated 100% of the time right until the end of this year. If you are solely relying on motivation for everything, you are never going to get anywhere in life, I can tell you that. Sometimes it's about routine, sometimes it's about setting boundaries, and sometimes it's about just showing up. This is why the goals that we set need to be realistic, because they need to be something you can stick to even when you don't feel like it. It is all well and good getting 5 workouts in a week when we're feeling super motivated and we've got all the time in the world. But actually, when you're working for a 50-hour week, your motivation is low. Are you going to be able to drag your butt to the gym 5 times? Probably not. This is where it needs to be realistic. But sometimes you need to actually kick yourself in the butt and be like, come on, Chrissy, like, stop it. Yes, I'm hungry, but I'm on a freaking diet, so stop it. Sometimes it's about taking that emotion out of it and taking accountability and being a little bit harsh with yourself and giving yourself a talk to. I don't wake up motivated every single day wanting to absolutely smash business, smash my workout, smash everything that I'm doing. It's a lot, but I show up every single day and I've been consistent every single day, and I do this consistently every single day because I want to succeed and I know the bigger picture, and what I'm doing is realistic. Trust me, I've been there. I've tried it all, the 5 a.m. starts, I've tried it all, and those things I've learned are not realistic for me. I don't do well when I don't sleep. I don't do well when I'm tired. I've really learned to embellish, and I've really learned to take hold of and nurture what does work for me over what works against me. And I've started to put those things in place and really acknowledge who I am and take action over emotion with that. Number 9, we're nearly there, guys. Number 9 is accountability versus being alone. You need somebody to hold you accountable. Doing a journey like this and being a bigger, better version of you is so challenging completely alone. You need somebody to be able to help you do that, whether that's a friend, a family member, your partner, whoever it is. Share your goals with them and show them what you're doing. If it's a weight loss journey, get them to tell them your measurements and weight each week. Get a coach, invest in a fitness coaching. The community inside of the Teacher Fitness Academy is amazing because the girls are sharing their wins all the time. It's always popping off. They're using each other to stay accountable. They're showing how much everyone else is smashing it. And when they're having a week where they feel like they're not smashing it as much, it means they take responsibility because they've got that accountability around them. Put that time into you and allow yourself to have that accountability. And finally, number 10 is set your commitments. You need to tell yourself and show up for yourself. The best way that you can become a more confident version of you is by telling yourself you're going to do something and actually doing it. There have been so many times where I have told myself that I'm going to do something, and then if I don't do it, it just knocks my self-worth, if I'm honest. It makes me feel rubbish about me. It makes me feel like I am not working on myself. I'm not showing up for myself. Set your commitments and actually stick to it. Put in place, go away from this video, get a notebook now, write down what you want to achieve before the end of this year, and make sure you're showing up for you to set those intentions strong. Now, if you are here to really smash the next month or so, a couple of months before the end of this year, because it is only now 2 months and a little bit before this year is out, which is absolutely crazy, then please share in the comments what your goals are going to be, what you're going to achieve over the next few years. Go and drop me a message on Instagram if you like. I'm more than happy to help. But yeah, I just want you to realize that you do not need to wait till January to start. You have got such a good chunk of time now to lock in and focus on yourself over the winter. There's less social things going on. Utilize that, nurture that, and allow yourself to absolutely smash the next few months and really, really thrive in everything that you're doing. I'm Chrissy, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that it was helpful. I hope you can like and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you all on the next one.